Okay, it's Tuesday, so it's Dark Souls with Susie. You're meant to sound disappointed.
Oh, so sad. Playing Dark Souls. I never wanted to play Dark Souls in my entire
No, you're meant to be sad that I'm playing with you. Okay, so last time... What, did the cat just look at you like... Human? She actually thought you were sad. So... before we go and do the DLC, there is something I have forgotten to do. So I am going to go and correct this mistake right now.
Oh yeah! I don't
Hmm?
Tell you what I do have to do though.
I have no idea.
It seems I don't think I've got any certain thing. That's what I was going to do. Let's see, idiot.
I still have no idea what Susie's on about.
Well, I haven't run through Randomized. Or not Randomized, but you know, I certainly.
I still have no idea where you're on about. That's the...
The DLC I
You haven't been into Duke's Archive. Yeah, that's a very different word, Susie.
Come on, Piggy. I'm out, man. And I've done it on another character, but that doesn't matter.
Just buy an army's worth of poison arrows.
Well, this could just let me stab me, but I don't know. That's why I got confused. Yeah, I did it with the save that we're doing rather not this one. What was the most killing of that thing ever?
Glad it went so well for you. Every time I've tried fighting the damn thing, it's been like, nope.
I remember why I have so much humanity on me, or more, because I was doing a bit of humanity grind.
Yeah, that might be why.
Whoops.
Nah, that's fine.
I've just gotta go kindle some bonfires. Cannot kindle it any further. Okay, that's good to know. This is gonna be smooth sailing for me now. Was a hand fire this way?
I have no idea that.
No, maybe one.
Come on, game. What the? Really? No. Really, buddy? I hate trying to fight these giants sometimes. Why is it not working?
I wish I could see what you were doing, but no.
Trying to do the invasion on the firekeepers, killer. Thought it was the. It's the area around Ornstein and Smell's room.
Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't gone far enough out. I thought it was the stairway that was the place. What? I plunged the giant and my character decided to do a 180 in mid-fall and missed them. Game, why did you do that? Okay. Now I can do it. Come on, load. And I'll just do this now. I know Nab says don't bother killing the other two, but... You know what helped to start with?
What?
If I was actually hitting him with the poison arrows. You know, at least for what the plan is. I like how the one guy who has a actual shield is just like, I'm gonna let myself be hit by poison arrows. Oh well. There we go, they're poisoned. Just watch their health slowly tick away. I think the magic person's nearly gone. Oh, cat disturbing you again?
Nah, probably just moving around. That there.
Yay, one's dead.
Okay, that's all I can kind on that one. Yeah. Oh shit, stomach.
Susie should eat.
I have.
How long ago?
This morning.
That's too long ago.
No.
Susie should at least have herself a nice biscuit.
Nope.
Yes. Kitty's being very happy.
She's giving herself a gleam.
It's not so interesting.
No. Okay, I talked to Fran, but I forgot to do the thing at Anna. I have no words.
Susie is forgetful.
Yeah.
And number 2 dead. It's just the whole fact they've stood there just like, oh hey, I'm poisoned. They've never questioned why they're poisoned.
They have no need to.
They also are not, you know, trying to stop me from having poisoned them. And he's going to be deaded. Done.
Yeah.
Where do I get his armor from again?
The second floor where Chamber of the Princess is.
Okay. Couldn't remember on that bit.
Seeing if I can get a certain bonfire.
Wait. A certain bonfire?
way down below.
Oh, you're going down the bottom of the tree.
Nope.
You just said way down below.
There's 3 locations I could be talking about.
Well, you say way down below. The only one that is way down below is the tree.
Actually, it's believed to be the bed of chaos is the lowest point of the map.
Yeah, but I doubt. Yeah, but that's a boss.
Oh, I don't know if it's a certain thing. This is fun long.
Wait, a certain thing?
Or the manga.
I really have no idea what Susie's on about now.
Slide down here, slide down here, turn the corner, go across, go down here, go down that. Stop off that bonfire, because why the hell not? Set. Good dog.
Oh, you've gone down into the thingy.
Yeah.
Mid.
Hi, patches, bye, patches. Don't want to talk to you, patches.
Away. Some stuff I haven't got away yet. With bows at some point. Yes. Susie died.
So really hope I can actually see what I'm doing.
And there.
I got to the bonfire. Lit it.
Oh well, that's the important thing.
You gotta sit in it though.
You can't warp to the far one.
Fire one?
The one for the grinding spot is not warpable.
I thought that one was.
No, it's the one near Patches.
Oh well, grab my soul anyway.
You warp to the one, say, at the bottom of all the slides. No way. Cool. Warp, firewalk. Yeah, that's the thing.
Ah, damn it.
Well, I probably should run into the Tomb of the Giants to go and unlock a certain bonfire for. Well, and Catacombs to unlock a couple of bonfires for warp.
Yeah, that's the one I just done.
Heal Firekeeper.
Now I can continue my... I only hope
Framped, you lazy thing. Framped and his love of taking a nap.
Yep.
Okay. Black Knight's sword is actually more useful in here. Oh, fudge. Well, one of them fell to their death.
Yay!
He just decided to jump attack the wrong way and fall off the ledge. That's what makes that one more embarrassing, because he could have easily jump attacked the right way.
Yeah, but that would be too easy.
Well, yeah, now I can hear.
Yep.
Yes.
Don't blame the hands.
Oh. Hi, Susie's mom.
Paul says hi. Paul says hi. Oh, Jesus. That was quick.
Keep running. And Skellyman hits the invisible barrier. I will get the tomb of the giant bonfire. Oh, I hate this bit. Put that shoot away. Okay. Oh no. One of the big skeletons. No! Oh, come on! The big skellies jumped down to where the bonfire was. And they hit me where they shouldn't have hit me, because I climbed up the ladder to escape them, and they still hit me. And I just lost all my souls down there. That was stupid. I shouldn't have lost my souls there. Oh, what the? No! All the bone wheel skellies just teleported, and I just lost all my souls. And all the reserve humanity.
Oh no.
Literally, I dodged the first two, and then suddenly 5 of them. That was... that was all the souls I got for killing Thingy. And all that humanity. The heck? Those 2 bone wheel skellies just turn around on a dime in the middle of rolling. No! That was so stupid why I lost all those souls. Already the game is pulling off the stupid things that no one else probably had to deal with like this. There. Bonfire unlocked. But 0 souls and humanity now. Great, because I needed those souls for an upgrade. How are you doing?
Alright, got the sunlight mag. Oh. I know they're being cute when they want to be.
I know. But at least they're not being mean to each other now.
Yeah.
Yet.
Why Daisy is so aggressive when she jumps into the window?
Possessive over window lights.
Cats have a spot they like.
Using her territory.
Yeah, dear.
Cats can have a spot they love to sit in. No. Can I get any humanities? Oh boy, this has not gone well. Scythe is probably better for this. Again, reasons I could have used that reserve humanity. I did not get next to no souls, next to no none humanity from a run. That's not good. So yeah, I've got 16 in reserve at the moment isn't bad anyway, but still.
Yeah.
You think with having the gold ring I'd be alright getting them pretty easily. What the? Oh well, I'll just have to go without the upgrade I wanted.
The upgrade you're after?
Get my bow upgraded because of when we finish the DLC.
Yeah.
Wrong button. Warp. Perish.
Okay.
Just go and.
Actually, a couple of things I need to do.
Oh, I thought you were done.
No, I am done. It's just very, very quick things.
Right. I was best going to go and.
Is there anything I can do while you make your way there?
Well, I just walked to Andre.
Yeah. Surprisingly, that's where I'm going. I forgot I used to have something I could give.
Well, how about I find it?
Oh yeah.
Yes, this amber I said.
Well. Souls.
Don't get yourself killed.
Okay, good. I killed him. Couldn't remember if a certain Tater was dead.
Most likely dead.
Well, you know what Titanite demons can be like.
Shout unexpected.
No, just in trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Especially solo. Oh, hello. Yeah. Make my way back down Dark Route.
Sounds feather arrows. I cannot remember.
I don't remember.
Is it Moss Lady?
Like I say, I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either. It's Moss Lady, I believe. I could be wrong.
Hmm. Use this. Okay. I shouldn't die doing what I'm going to be doing, but just in case.
It can never be too safe.
Mm-hmm. Well, given the way the game likes to treat me. It's probably a good idea. Just sit at the bonfire and go. Oh dear, what happened?
It's alright. Did something I meant to do. Totally meant to do it.
Susie.
Oh, that was lucky. On the ramp up to the undead bird. I think it is undead bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, fell down the ramp or the cliff where the firebomb dude is. And luckily landed on the ledge underneath it. For me just
Yeah. Okay. What about giant bro? Well, it's just check with all of the blacksmiths until you find it, isn't it? Or was it the merchant that we kill?
Yeah, I think it might have been the merchant that we killed. I know he definitely sells firearms or out feather armor.
Yay, a mysterious portal!
Alright, making my way back to the...
Oh geez, we're going to be tormented by GLaDOS for the rest of this game.
Mommy told me to never enter portals that I didn't recognize.
Ew, freaky hand. And we're dead. Game over.
Yay! We don't have to do the thing!
That means we're doing Dark Souls 2.
Yay! Don't want to do Dark Souls, don't live.
What?
I don't know.
Because I said if we're done with this, it means we're doing Dark Souls 2. What?
You know, when we're doing Dark Souls 2 now.
Okay, Discord is cutting you in and out.
I was just asking when we were doing Dark Souls 2 now.
Yeah, that's the Tater Squad one.
So I made myself a flask of coffee.
Kitty, can you take the coffee away from Susie?
It's decaf.
Oh, okay. Susie will be fine if she takes the... Well, actually, no. Will Susie be fine if she takes a drugs test?
I'm not too sure.
Because it is a legal requirement for streamers to take drugs tests nowadays.
But I'm not the one screaming.
But you are part of the stream team.
Point.
So, yeah. I have doctor exemption because of the amount of meds I am on. Well, I say exemption, it just means they know if these things show up, it's because my meds.
Can I get caffeine exemption because of how much caffeine I'm into?
No.
What about mouthwash? If I'm apparently drunk on mouthwash.
That, they say don't swallow mouthwash.
I don't swallow mouthwash. Reverse hollering. Right.
Sweet. Alright, let me just... Reversing hollowing. Yay for this tater.
Yeah, because we all love this.
Although look, well look, he's been fine when we've team battled him. What?
That was my noises are very, very much uncertain. Because, no.
Well, sign is down.
Whereabouts by the room?
It's in the room. It's at the sort of at the pathway, you know, towards where we're going.
Oh, I see.
Right. Da-da-da.
I hope it's something new.
Hello? I'm alone.
New Tater, who's this?
I've been abandoned. Oh, there they are.
I'll go the extra mile.
No, you can't. I can't look at you.
Alright, that means I can do this.
Hey, Joe.
Alright, let's get this Tater over and done with.
You miss Susie unveil that she's drunk
An idiot.
Because she drinks the mouthwash.
I don't drink the mouthwash.
Okay, you dilute the alcohol out of it and drink the alcohol.
My mouthwash is not alcoholic.
Yours may be. Yours may be, but your parents. Trying to do a thing here, buddy. It's okay. I've...
Oh my god.
See, you were complaining about nothing.
I was not. I was complaining about all the right things because that tater is tatery.
Susie was moaning about how that boss is, and yet we just completely decimated him.
Still a tater.
What you been up to, Joe?
I don't know why I did that. Baking a cake tomorrow.
And the kitties are gonna nick it.
Well, hopefully, because that means they like coffee cake, and if they like coffee cake, that means they're making more coffee cake, and then they drown in coffee cake. They're not gonna drown in coffee cake.
More reasons Susie should not be allowed cats.
Yep.
Okay, Joe. Susie,
More reasons.
you just agreed that you shouldn't be allowed cats.
Yep. I'm a terrible human being. What else can I say?
Where is Susie's summon sign?
It's by the door.
Oh. Hi, cat.
Hi, Poppy.
Oh yeah, which one?
Pardon me.
Which one kicked you out your bed?
Poppy.
Poppy knows it's her bed.
She's right behind me, sat in between both pillows.
What? Discord cut.
She's sat behind me, sat in both pillows right now. Okay. Don't worry about it.
Cool people don't look back at what they just killed.
Especially when its name is the Sanctuary Guard.
Discord.
Especially when it's called the Sanctuary.
I nearly walked to the up to the exit without actually looking at it. I'm impressed. And here we are at the sanctuary.
this
this one, but not intolerable. Ah, Princess Dusk's savior. I thank thee deeply for rescuing Her Highness, but Princess Dusk is here no longer.
Oh god, I cannot wait for
Snatched
the
away
next
by
part.
that horrifying and so I must ask. Thank you. I am Elizabeth, something of a godmother to Princess Dusk. I shall assist thee to my hour. I am one with the sorceries of Urasil.
I'll talk to you in a minute, Mushroom. I have things to do.
May the flames guide thee.
Again, stomach. Good, you might get some frozen yogurt.
No, Susie should just eat.
No.
An unhealthy Susie is a unhealthy Susie.
I'm already pretty much unhealthy.
But that's why Susie should be healthy. Okay. Actually, I forgot to do one thing. Bottomless box. Those away. Da, 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 da. Guardian Soul, keep on me for now. Because that thing is absolutely useless.
I'm just gonna be right back there, maybe.
I don't know which way things are. To wait for Susie. So you got any plans on then today, Joe? Trying to type that. Ba, 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 ba. Ah, cool. That's I guess a lot of work to do. I need how many cells do I need? 191,000. So, okie dokie. So slow day today. Don't know why, it's just has been. Very, very slow day. Da-da-da. Just checking to see if there's anything important going on. Because of that. Haven't really seen there's much in the way of news either. Wait, what? Oh, I cannot take what that is other than a joke. At least with the way things usually are. So, yeah.
Okay, back.
Oh, welcome back.
Okay, that was weird.
No, hey. Hey, Travis. Yeah, take a turn. Yeah, Silver Knight. Just waiting on... Well, I'll be outside waiting to summon. Or be summoned. Summon sign down next to the bridge. That tower. That tower. How are you doing, Travis? I see you up there. Oops, I did not mean to fire that. Simple things in life. How are you doing, Susie?
Alright. I was just checking something because my internet blipped out for a second.
Oh. Oh dear.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, sorry, just a joke that I've just seen that... Well, I say a joke.
Yeah.
We have another video game company laying off staff.
Oh, yay!
This time it's EA. Laying off 350 people, mostly in Japan and Russia.
To be honest, I'm not even surprised.
What I find is a joke. You know, they call them, they're much, you know, they call them friends that they are having to get rid of. These are bottom tier people, and yet EA, you know, in EA are known to not effectively pressure their low ends to actually make things, and they call them friends. I am sorry, but EA... Yes, it would be good to, to actually have them as friends, but the way EA is, that's No. EA. No. And again, it doesn't. Notice the company had a. Company. Yes, it didn't make as big of a profit as the year before, but it still made a profit. And like Activision, it's firing people. Yeah, probably. But yeah, it's this. It's so stupid. I was talking about.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was talking about this because obviously my brother had seen a thing about like game company job losses and things. And it was just like I mentioned to him, and it's just like game companies do this all the time to shore up their profits. Because I mentioned about the whole Activision thing where they made a profit. And it was like, because it wasn't as big as what they promised their investors, they got rid of 8% of the staff. All bottom level ones, so the people who actually make the games. All just so those who actually pocket the money from the sales of video games can make more money. Because the low level workers are not unionised.
I'm not quite sure.
He definitely has now.
Yeah.
If I could remember how to get out of using the weapon.
Oh, hell. Get back. Wow.
Yeah. Well, and like I say, it's the other thing is like Activision Blizzard were noted to have made like 70 to somewhere between 70 and 80% of their profit from microtransactions. Over the last year, and yet they still don't seem to think that's enough money. And yet, there's like I said, they still, just because it didn't make them the money that they predicted, they decide we're going to get rid of 8% of our staff. And even on a game's success, bear in mind, the managers all get big pay bonuses for having a successful game, but the people who actually made the game don't see a penny of it. It's because they don't get bonuses linked to their work. The voice actors in games get the bonuses. But that was because there was the big voice actors strike a few years ago. But the video game industry has made the idea of being in a union an evil thought to people.
I don't understand any of this.
Well, you know how like pretty much every industry has a union, like we have here. For any sort of type of job.
No!
Oh!
I hate that thing so much.
Sometimes it's really difficult to tell when they're going to do that one. But yeah, like how like we have like the teaching, all the teachers are in a union, all the doctors and nurses are in a union, rail workers are in a union, etc., etc.
No.
But all of that because those are the ones who go on strike all the time here. Over the whole pay over wanting more pay. But you get that point.
Yeah.
Basically, in the video game industry. Well, I say, as a whole for unions, there is pretty much, unions cover pretty much every form of employment.
Oh, can I be?
With a couple of exceptions. Hey, Joe. That's okay. I'm trying to find where Susie went. Oh, Susie's up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, point is, pretty much every form of employment has some sort of union with them. Well, union, to help them. However, like I say, the video game industry has ingrained it so well that the idea of working in video game development and being in a union is a bad idea, that there is not any union that does it. And this is why, it's known that a lot of video game developers have bad environments for working in. It's how the whole crunch time issue got to be what it was. No one to fight for good conditions for them.
It's quite sad, actually.
And yeah, but as I say, it's because the companies have managed to ingrain it into their, into the mind of anyone who wants to do video game development, that it's a bad idea for them to do such a thing. Whereas, like I say, the voice actors, they have the acting unions, which secured them pay bonuses should a video game sell well. So I remember when it happened, the video game, the voice actors for video games went on strike. Video game development was put on hold for about up to 4 months. Because they couldn't do the voice work in the games, because no one was taking a job voicing a character in a video game. Oh, what? So, yeah. Oh! On my screen, he didn't look like he was going to do that move. Oh well. But yeah, it's... Now bear in mind, obviously, we know not all the companies are like this. I remember there was this thing last month when Nintendo of Japan put out some stats about their employees in various roles. Yeah, which includes, average... Yeah, it basically is. And the video game industry is running into that issue themselves. Plus, the other thing that I've seen brought up a lot is the abundance of the idea of the live service format of games. There are too many of them. Video game companies are putting too much money, well, at least the third-party companies anyway, are putting everything into the idea of the live service model, pumping out a bare-bones game to start with in most cases, and hoping that enough people will stick around to make doing the updates to them worth it. That's not going to work. But also, by having people grow up with that being the normal, people are going to consider that fine. Whereas, obviously, at least, for our generation, but also, in our generation, we had so much more content in games, and as the generations went forward initially, we got more content in games. Until companies decided, oh look, let's start selling extras download. And whatnot. Yeah. So, like I say, this is the problem. That Sony, Microsoft and Nintendo are not going to be... I mean, 'cause I see some people say that those three companies are going to be the downfall of the video game industry because of their console war. Those three are not going to be the downfall of video games. I mean, given... Well, it can be argued whether Nintendo is part of the... trying to fight a part of a console war because of the way they... way obviously Nintendo kind of does its own thing. This one got stuck on a tree. Ah. Please don't tell me you died. Watch out, there's a tree man. I'm trying to... Okay. Well, yeah, there was that thing like earlier this year, like the incoming head of Nintendo, the new president of Nintendo was, you know, looking at adapting the company for the future. I mean, Sony and Microsoft already have things they can fall back on. When you think about it, Microsoft, I mean, look at the Windows computer. That's not going to disappear anytime soon. If anything, they've established themselves so well in that market. It's going to take something really drastic for them to fail, and given they survived Vista, I think that, you know, shows that they're alright. And Sony, they make so much tech. You know, televisions, phones, the, you know, actual computer components. You know, they've got their media part. It's got Sony television and films. Yeah, they're fine. It's Nintendo that has the problem, when you think, because they are literally just a game company.
Oh no.
Well, they are a video games company. And the hardware.
I'm gonna sprint around, get the shortcut, and then hope that we don't meet him anywhere.
Well, Nintendo effectively were operating in the minus for the most of the Wii U's life. Wait, I lost Susie.
I see where the invader is. I just heard
He's on me.
It's alright.
He just backstabbed me.
Get the shotgun! Jesus! No!
So, yeah, I mean, I think it's noted that I think even Sony is meant to be like running on little to no profit with like PS4 sales itself. They make up all the money with the licensing for the games and accessories.
Hey, Pops, come up here.
So, yeah, there is, you know, a point where they're not making profit, or when they make profit and when they go with little. But as I was saying, with the new head of Nintendo, he's well, head president of Nintendo as a whole. He's you know, looking at partnership options. You know, continue expand. Oh, it is Susie die.
Sorry, Pops, I scared you.
Yeah, but then video game streaming is much more. Video game streaming is a much more complex thing to do than it is with, you know, video streaming. Because you need such a good internet connection for a video game to be streaming. Google's unless like they say internet is established as a strong constant thing, video game streaming is not going to make as much of a dent as I think people think it is going to make. So see, that does not exist here in the UK. There is only 2 internet cables that exist here. BT and Virgin Media. Now, because of the way we work here, BT was former state cables, so, you know, government, you know, the state owned it, and then it went private. But main thing is, every company every company uses the BT network, or the OpenReach networks. They've been sort of splitting it. They've been required to sort of split it off more, but that network cable is what everyone uses, with the exception of Virgin Media, who were, well, that's just what they're called nowadays, but they were a different name originally, before merging with Virgin Mobile. But the main thing was, they have been specially setting up their cables. And yeah, but then they're like, because it's a private cable, that they're the only ones that get to use it. But this is where still the problem lies, that the cabling network here cannot support that sort of thing. Because, cabling upgrades are prioritised. The power lines are still held in, state, so... water is all privatised. Well, technically all water thing is privatised off. Actually, I think, there are a couple of, local government owned things, but, they bought them up. But like I said, the whole main thing is, you want a good internet the whole good internet connection. You ain't getting it, and we don't have it here. What? He injured me, and yet we weren't in reach.
He injured me too.
And well, here comes the other thing. Because I remember that's brought up in America. You guys have your internet neutrality removed, as far as I remember. Which basically means Google could make it that their streaming service always does bad on other company wires and only does good on their own. Or make you lot pay extra to have a good enough service to do the streaming of their game service. I don't know, maybe it was with the whole idea was abandoned again in the end for you guys, but I just remember that being pretty big news over here because people were concerned about how that would affect people on this side of the Atlantic. So, hold on, I'm gonna... That might have been... Oh! I rolled out your hammer! Yeah, that's... Here, net neutrality is double protected, so... I was too busy being crushed by the... I keep rolling and yet their hammers keep slamming me even once I'm out of reach.
Alright, that's what's happening to me as well.
Hmm. But yeah, here we've got double layer of protection on it. Because pretty much every political party here has basically said they are committed to net neutrality. And then we have the EU, which block it as well. No, but overall,
Yeah.
it's enshrined under EU law. As much as the EU is meant to hates government protected things. But yeah. Yeah, well. Anyway, I know you were laughing, Susie, but got to bear in mind. That's going to be enshrined, bear in mind, that is probably going to be one of those conditions that we have if we stay closely aligned with them.
Yeah.
Which is the plan, and to be fair, do we really want to scrap such a law?
Not really.
And, yeah, like I say, given that pretty much, well, when I say none of the political parties, none of the big political parties, have an interest in scrapping it. Not even the party that, is backed by all the rich companies and whatnot. Even they've said, that's not a thing we're going to do. There is, like, some of those small, ones who are made up of all the lunatics and whatnot. Oh, no. What did... Well, all I can say is, Travis, most of it is probably to do with the idiot that is sitting in the White House at the minute. And once again, hello, CIA listening in on this. I don't care, I'm a British citizen, you can't do a damn thing about it. Why don't you go and spend your time questioning why you have such stupid gun laws? CIA is everywhere. Oh yeah, here's the one thing. I mean, randomly, there was a joke that was in the newspapers here, where with arguments about your whole article. Was it the whichever amendment it is that allows you to have weapons, because it, yeah, well, because it says it's the right to bear arms. Guess what they did did as the joke? Americans running around in the middle of winter with nothing on their arms, and with an officer asking why why are you not wearing anything? Why are your arms not covered up? I'm showing my I'm exercising the Second Amendment. I mean, dressing up with bears on your arms, that's another way of showing off the Second Amendment. I'm keeping the other one. What? Why didn't I roll?
Sorry, it doesn't matter, I'm dead.
Perhaps Susie shouldn't try that again?
Well, I gotta kill them somehow.
But yeah, I like that idea as the joke, though. Like the whole, you can just twist the Second Amendment to be like, I don't have to wear sleeves anymore. You can just bear claws. I don't know.
Mirrage states it is hot.
Yeah, exactly. I think. Yeah. See, and this is why I'm glad we have our tight gun laws over here. The problem is, try asking how many million people own a gun? To surrender it. Yeah, you don't feel...
That was an air rifle at
I have fired a musket.
what was it? That was my TV camp thing that I cannot shoot for.
But I would say, Susie, try firing a musket. No recoil protection or anything on it.
No.
You see, I know where you can buy a tank here in the UK.
I know where a tank is.
It's just called go down to the pet shop. Carrying unsheathed sword. You see, no one's going to walk up to... See, everyone's just going to be keeping away from you if you walk around with an unsheathed sword.
You can use the joke, is that a sword in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
That doesn't work if you're carrying it, Susie. It's not in your pocket.
What pocket?
I'm trying to think, what is it? But yeah, no, literally, there is, you can actually buy tanks legally in the UK from, you know, what is it? From, you know, from an, you know, ex-military depot place. I don't know if you remember one of the episodes of Top Gear, Susie, where they did the house demolition thing.
Oh god.
And they went to that ex-military site.
How long ago was this?
I can't remember how many years. But they...
Yeah, that might be why I probably don't remember it.
They bought a load of... They bought 3 different ex-military vehicles. And any... Well, you're subject to a background check.
Oh, yeah.
But members of the public can go there and buy these ex-military vehicles. You know, you've got helicopters, jets, tanks. You know, it gets all over the place.
I mean...
No, the biggest problem is it's called... not just that, it's escalation of a situation. That's the problem, really. Oh, hello, that's...
Yeah.
I was hoping they wouldn't come.
God damn it. I'm gonna quickly recover my souls. No, I'm not, apparently.
Ow! What? I was dead before I even stood up. But it's escalation. One person... Unfortunately, this is something we are seeing over here with knives. It all started with only a few people carrying knives because they thought it was cool because of... Well, they thought it was cool. And then they were using it. They realised, oh, we can actually do things with it and people can't protect themselves. So then other people started carrying knives because they felt they needed to protect themselves. And then they start misusing them, and it's just growing because people think having a knife is what's going to protect them.
It also doesn't help that our police services are funded. Well, defunded. And
Technically, they haven't, Susie. This is a No, this is a misconception that I won't say which one, but a particular political party uses. Police service haven't actually had the funding cut. The funding system, remember, got changed when we had the police crime commissioners, you know, set up.
Yeah.
And in addition, some services were localised, which meant they came under police budgets. But then the budgetary system was also changed, so rather than being one big budget for the entire police force, the budget was broken up into different sections with different amounts going to different forces. It used to be an even amount all over the place. So, in a way, yes, some police forces have had a reduction in the money they get, but that was because, they are a small police force, so they don't need all this extra money that they were sitting on. And obviously, like, those police forces that cover a bigger area were effectively classed as underfunded for the area they covered. They get more money to make up for that bigger area they have to do. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So, and the actual national budget that is split up for police has grown. It just obviously hasn't been as fast as it used to be because of '08. So if you followed what would have been the growth for police forces, their budget is not as high as what it should have been, but then you have to consider the financial crisis.
Yeah.
You see, this is where a lot of, like I said, a lot of people are saying budgets are down because, budgets are down. That's because all these budget predictions were made before '08. Because they were designed like on, a 10 to 15 year plan.
Oh crap.
As for knives being illegal, technically it's illegal to have a knife over a certain length.
I think they should be more stricter now because of the crisis that we have with knives.
And this is where it's... Also, this is where it's getting, like, people are then complaining back against the police, because police are now, fielding out with tasers more often. Because how are police meant to protect themselves against a knife?
I'm sorry, but if you tase somebody, they're immediately going to drop that knife. It's the only way I can think.
Yeah, and yet, people, a good chunk of people complain, oh, look, the police using a taser, that's, they shouldn't be doing that. Or even there was a whole incident which happened locally, where a kid held a knife, and a police dog attacked them. But not necessarily, the usual way a police dog is trained for disarmament. And the kid's mum... Oh, what? He just did a 180 in the middle of his slam.
Okay.
But yeah. You see, ours, they will tase you, but then, the SO19s are only deployed in the most serious situations. But obviously, like I say, though, I was going to say the whole thing. The dog, grabbed the arm, the clothing on the arm, in order to force them to drop their weapon. They then stabbed the dog, and the dog, in a panic, actually bit the kid. The kid's mum then took the police to court over the dog being deployed in the first place against their kid. Even though the kid was wielding an illegal type of knife in the first place. And was threatening to harm people with it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It was absolute... It caused, big... Obviously there were people who were then supportive of the mum. And note these are usually, like, groups who are, who don't like any form of interventions and whatnot. But obviously most of the public were pretty against that because of the whole, well, they shouldn't have been threatening people with that knife in the first place.
I mean, how can I put this? I know a number of shops around Cornwall where I can just walk in and pretty much buy a knife. A portable knife. But I know all of those shops, they have legal things that you need to go through first before you can buy them.
Yes.
Especially the one that is my favourite one that I like to go to. Well, yes.
This is the problem over here, Travis. A lot of parents nowadays think it's the state's job to educate their kids. There's kids going to school who have not even been trained as to how to use a toilet.
Yeah.
Because they think it's the state's job to do it.
Basically, parenting has got lazier and lazier.
Yeah. And then they get up in arms when the school tries educating the kid on anything the parent doesn't want. There's a big issue with LGBT education, which has been put into the national curriculum. A lot of parents are angry at that being done. Because the whole idea is obviously, to make it so, to remove, to obviously break down the whole idea of people being homophobic and transphobic and whatnot. That's the whole point of it. It's not saying that, oh, this is how you have to be. This is just like, look, the whole idea is some people are like, some people do this. That's their right, and you shouldn't be mean to them about it.
Exactly.
But there is a big chunk of people in society who have gone up in arms about it. mostly citing religion as a thing. Even though, ironically, the head of one of the religious groups has said the education is fine, it's not telling them to do it, it's just saying just let them get on with their life.
Exactly.
You know, yeah, it's... But yeah, like I said, the parents were just getting up in arms about it. And there were threats made against the teachers of the schools.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, you know, and it's just like... Yeah, like I say, it's stupid, and it's just so stupid. But like I said, you know, and you also get people who just protest for the sake of protesting.
Oh yeah. Oh, it kind of hurts a little bit because you want... How can I put this? When you're part of, let's just say, minority.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen one good bit. Oh, no, I'll just say one thing. Like this whole bit of some people who protest for the sake of protesting. You know, we've had that, you know, obviously protests both ways over Brexit.
Yeah.
I have seen in some photos the same people on both sides. In separate, you know, protests. It's just like I said, those are the sort of people who protest for the sake of protesting.
Yeah.
They don't back necessarily any, you know, what the protest is. They've just decided, oh, look, there's a protest, let's go and join in.
It's like, let's be useful for like 1 weekend. You're not being useful, mate, but okay. You do you.
But yeah, it's like another one like my dad saw. Like there was a thing like of a pub closing near where he worked.
Oh my god.
I know. There was a pub closing near where he worked, and it was in the local paper there of, you know, obviously meant to be local residents, you know, protesting against the closure of their pub.
Yeah.
Now, Dad worked about half-hour drive away. Then a pub about half-hour the other way was closing down, and spotted some of the people in the picture who were at the pub near where he works protest about closing down. It's ridiculous. This is the problem like I do find with protests, unfortunately. Okay, granted, the majority of people are going to be people who are, you know, genuine for the protest. But unfortunately, you do get people who are just taking advantage of these things. And again, I'm not, you know, saying, you know, no protest is non-valid. It's just, I think the people who organise protests have to make certain that everyone who joins in is part of it. It's like sometimes with protests I've seen where people have brought their kids along, and you know, the kids clearly are being, you know, kids who clearly have no understanding of what's going on, and yet they're being told to protest against something.
I hate that so much.
Please put... Jeez. Okay, that's just wrong for the police to do something like that. Putting undercover officers inside a protest is one thing, you know, obviously them try and keep an eye on anyone who would cause problems. That's fine, you know, hiding people in there to keep an eye on people. So if someone does start causing a problem, they can yank them out quickly.
Yeah. See, that's understandable.
Yeah, but for the police to then start causing the problems, that's too far.
That is too far.
Like, again, using examples from real world about clearly people, and well, you get like little groups who take advantage of these things anyway. You get some protests, like, okay, look at what's happened in France, and you know, the yellow vest protest things, and how violent that's been getting. Well, basically, they've been getting really violent. But it's only going to be a small minority of people in there that's causing the violence. And these are people who clearly have not got anything to do with the actual protest itself. They're just using the protest as a front to get out and do it. And effectively making, you know, and they're actually making people who have a genuine protest look bad. All because some people are just using it to take advantage of the fact the police are busy with something else.
See, I think I remember when we had the silent protests with austerity, I think it was.
We get...
Well, there was both types, but then some people just went along just to cause trouble no matter what.
Well, I mean, look at the 2011 riots.
Oh.
Obviously, that started out as, you know, protests over the police, you know, shooting of someone. But then that just descended into chaos. And that would have been because of people just misbehaving. Wait, where did Susie go?
Sorry, I went down below.
Ah. Oh, there you are.
I'm doing this part first, and then Sherry Black Separation Crystal, then come back to...
I've got 9 Estus left.
Alright, you're good then. I've got 13. We should be alright.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the problem. Good causes get hijacked.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
In ways, it's really not fair, because those who are doing it and are passionate about it, they're being made look bad by the ones that are just like, hey.
And it's not it's not those people's fault.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's just a couple of, well, it's just a
It's
load
just-
of...
It's just some... it's like I said, it's a small minority ruining things for the majority.
And... Alright.
And when you consider, that's basically, you know, going back to what we started all this stuff on, which was, you know, like the way video game companies behave. It is the small minority of, you know, the whole organisation, which is those top level people who ruin it for the majority, which is the bottom level people.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I know this has all got a very weird conversation today, but, you know, talk about things that go on, just within reason. Yeah. I just know, like, some people watching the archive, they may not like it, but...
Yeah.
Look, this is, like... It's, you know, this is a conversation that is, you know, obviously, you know, is on people's minds, and sometimes you know, people sometimes do miss out facts on things. Like, I mean, okay, I miss out on some facts, but you see, this is the thing. I have absolutely no like of the political system over here in the UK. And you know, but, you know, and when you see people arguing about, you know, what's going on with any political thing, talk about explosion, I actually put effort in to actually see the full story, because everyone is going to paint only what they want to see, be it the positives or negatives of something.
I need to get back into the Artoris.
So, yeah, guys, big. Artoris isn't that big.
That day we found Artoris in a game for £9.99.
Oh, a figure,
and then
yeah.
we both walked out of game with an Artoris figure.
Yep.
Best moments of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Artoris is now stood, well, sat nicely, proudly, on top of my Dark Souls collection.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah. But as I was saying, yeah, I just like to make certain I know the full facts, rather than just take one side at what they're saying. And even when you get, like, you hear what both sides are saying, that's still not the full picture.
No, it's not.
So, yeah. So, like, here, obviously, like, the two big political parties are Conservatives and Labour. And they obviously, go tit for tat over everything. But I don't take anything either side says at face value, or any of the political parties. When they're complaining about... This is why, like I was saying, with the whole budgetary thing, it's not actually down. It's just they don't get the rise that would have been there. And like I said, also, when you consider the people at the top of the police force are on bigger pay packets than they were 10 years ago anyway.
Yeah.
And this is the same problem that the NHS has, which has been sort of exposed a lot, that the top people at the hospital, their pay package is always growing, where the bottom people are not getting the pay rises. And you've got to remember, the hospital just gets one big lump sum that they have to split between everyone. So it's not necessarily the NHS is not getting, the funding, it's the funding's being misplaced. Like how they were buying single light bulbs for £10, which a person can walk into a home base and buy for £3.
The irony, there's a home base right next door to my own hospital.
But yeah, this was just, like I said, like the purchase of supplies, they were basically not getting good deals. So money being wasted on, like I said, £10 for a light bulb a member of a public could buy for technically £2.99 for a member of a public. And it's just like, how did the hospital sign a deal like that? That's not the NHS being underfunded. That's the NHS putting money in the wrong place. Now, granted, I don't know if that was several years ago. I don't know if whether that's changed or not now, but
Yeah.
there's it's you've got to hit the balance of what is not actually being funded, and what is money not being spent in smart ways.
Right.
You had what?
Yeah, that's everything.
$370,000 on a hammer. Wow. Don't even think our financial stuff has ever made a thing like that. Jeez, that's yeah, I don't know what to say on that. That just is wow. Although mentioning yeah, better been Poppy Buster's hammer. Yep, that would have been. I mean, yeah, Poppy Buster's hammer was basically a miniature bomb. So yeah, that's yeah, obviously I don't know how to go with that, so obviously another thing that, people don't get the full story on is obviously the whole thing of Article 13, which sadly passed today in the European Parliament. But I believe the fine. 1 second. Tech. Yeah, the whole internet thing has passed. Article 11 and both Article 11 and 13. Well, obviously it's a one big act. Article 11 and 13 are the ones that were the problem. And there. Yeah, the idea of it, the base idea of what the overall act, like I said, people only have a problem with Article 11 and Article 13 of the... What is the actual act called? The Copyright Directive. But, yeah, the whole thing was just... I get the base idea of what they were doing. Okay? Which basically, in the case of Article 11's part, is proper accreditation to where they were getting things from, and Article 13 was basically to make the websites actually, you know, not pass off their duties, but the way they've implemented this thing is such a bad thing. It's so stupid. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Come on in. Oh, there he is. Well, remember, we always want him to try and do the slides or leap. What the heck? Why did my attack go weird there? Yeah, he did the splash at me. Come on. Oh, no, explosion. Yep. That was a weird slide for him. He slid backwards on my screen. Oh. So does he play defensive as he's on you? You keep... Oh yeah, if he does certain moves, yeah. Oh. Hold on, wait. Damn it, why did my attack go wrong? Whoa! Yeah. I've healed. That's me. Nope, no, he's on you. Okay, he's on me, but I need to heal as well. Oh, what? He missed! He missed me! That was... Come on, Susie, I managed to beat him solo for you. You did?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just like, how did he... That was stupid that he hit me.
That was so bad because
Yeah, it was... Oops, I did not mean to drink Estus.
Oh, really?
I hit the wrong button because I was I was two-handing on the weapon.
Yeah.
Poking a bit of it. You're exercising your... Wait, no, that's not exercising your Second Amendment. Yes. Cool. See you later, Travis.
Take care, Travis.
Put the sign down. Signs down.
Whatever it is.
Come on, one more try tonight.
Yeah.
Come on. I think the only reason he probably hit me with that last attack must have been lag. Because there was no because if you watch back on... Well, I don't know if you have the feed up, but his sword slammed to the ground a good couple of steps to my left.
Yeah.
So there was no reason of it touching me. Like I say, though, Susie, you know, this is like when me and Nab were trying to fight Nameless King. I say one strategy, and both of you do something different.
I know, I'm sorry.
And I'm the one that established the strategy for Nameless King. Martin Nameless King, for us when doing, well, both Nameless King and our Taurus.
You want?
Although, to be fair, it probably works more effectively solo, but...
Yeah.
It still worked pretty well when we 3-played him.
But when you have 3 people, it's a lot more... Yeah.
Didn't make that much difference. The one he attacks lures him into making big attacks, and then you pound him, get out.
You ready?
What do you think?
Nah, okay.
Saucy. There he is. Oh.
Just aim at souls, then okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, our Taurus. Oh, he's doing the triple. Whoa. What? I rolled out of your sword.
Well, he's going after me.
Okay, I'm healed.
I took advantage of it because,
Oh. Managed to get a blow before he was charging.
it's scared to watch you,
Big dive. Where was he going with that? No. Problem is, he was that was so far away. It made doing an attack on him actually worthless. Yeah. Oh. I think we got him. Unless one of us has a major problem, I think you're thinking. What the? He lagged out of my lock on. It's alright.
I took that one because
Come on. I just kicked him at there. Just as he fell down, I kicked him, which is what makes it funny, so it looks like I kicked him to the ground.
GG indeed.
Hey.
Nicely done.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, dear.
Okay, so yeah, next week.
We do it for you.
Yep. And yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna retreat back to the bonfire.
I'm gonna see Karen. I actually need to get out and then come back.
Yeah, so yeah, next time we'll take on a Taurus my end, and then it's start exploring the ruins. And tomorrow, Mystery Wednesday. Oh dear, what's your mum done?
She's not okay, right?
Oh dear. Susie's mum?
I'll let her
Hmm. Yeah, I was going to just ask Susie's mum to give a hand on the stream. If she's not able to, oh well. But yeah, follow Twitch, subscribe on YouTube while you can on YouTube. Oh jeez. Otherwise, yeah, see people tomorrow. Night night.